Okay, so now Lama will come into revision paper number 2. So this is the revision paper relevant to the focus area that we just discussed and kind of recapped. So the areas again are on scarcity, choice, opportunity cost, and the three basic economic problems. So already you all would have written answers and submitted. We'll discuss the paper. The moment we finish discussing the paper, the class will be over. Okay, so we'll start. Starting Lamai with question number 1. So I will listen very carefully, Lamai, how to break the question down when answering the question. That is very important. Some of you all just read the question and write it for the sake of writing. Listen very carefully how to write. Yes, Lamai. Question number 1 is saying, now it's a 6-mark question. Okay. Here they are saying, what is meant by scarcity? So you all see, Lamai, now when you all are reading the question, you have to break it down. So what is meant by scarcity? And that is one thing that you have to write. Okay. Next one is saying, why does the existence of scarcity make choices unavoidable? And that is another part. How does scarcity lead to choice? That part you have to explain. Then they are saying, how does the production possibility frontier illustrate scarcity? Explain your answer with a diagram. So that's another part of the question. How do you show that on a PPC? Now see, there is 6 marks for the question. The question itself has 3 kind of subparts. It's not broken into subparts. But when reading, you have to break it down now. Only then you will nicely answer it. So now you have to think, okay, how are they going to give you the marks? How will they allocate marks? Now, you have not seen the marking scheme when writing this answer. So this is how I would allocate. Now, I would think, okay, what is meant by scarcity? Now, for that, they can't give 3, 4 marks. No? So maybe they might give 1 mark or 2 marks. 1 or 2 for what is meant by scarcity. Then, how does scarcity lead to choice? There, what you have to write, scarce resources have alternative uses choice. So there, maybe they might give you 2 or 3 marks, right? Then the last one is, how do you show scarcity on a PPC? So for drawing the diagram, they might give 1 mark. For explaining that, they might give 2 marks, another mark. Or they might give half and half. That also I don't know. So maybe this one, they might give 1 or 2. So either different possible combinations. So you have to put the logically think now. Now you have broken down the question into smaller parts. You have also thought, okay, this part they might give like this, they might allocate marks. Now this has to happen quickly. You can't take like 5 minutes just to do that. But when you are doing papers, do that level. Then little by little, the more papers you have done, automatically that will come into your head. So then how do you write the answers? So you write answers thinking they are always giving the highest mark. So you explain scarcity for 2 marks. Write an answer that will give you 2 marks. So whether they give you 1 or 2, you have written enough answer. Then how does scarcity lead to choice? Think that they are giving you 3 marks for that part and write an answer for 3 marks. How do you show that on a PPC? Think that they will give 2 marks for the PPC. Explain that for 2 marks. So, Anna, that way, Lama, you're safe now, no? So you're safe, you're writing. Now, sometimes you all know, but you all don't write. So now you're writing to your fullest so that you get the full mark. And now here see the actual marking scheme. Actual marking scheme you have not seen, Nilamai. Now see in the actual marking scheme, how I have given marks. What is meant by scarcity? I have given only 1 mark. But you will write it for 2 marks. That's okay. Then how does scarcity to choice? That I have given 3 marks. So you wrote for 3 marks also. Correct. You're safe. But see now that if you wrote only for 2 marks, you wrote a small answer, might have not been enough. And then how do you show that on a PPC? For that, I'm giving another 2 marks. That's how I have broken the 6 marks. Didn't see the answer scheme before writing. So in your head, you have to break it down. What are the possible options? That thing has to be there. That is what takes you to Lamai more than just a 75. So we are not targeting the 75. I'm telling you this now itself. We have exactly around 1 year to go. So with the theory class, Theory class, you have all the recordings. Revision class also, you'll get all the recording. So you will never go out of track, Element. Theory, revision. Even if you miss the class, class is there. Every week, we are doing so much of papers. The main paper, I am marking and giving. Take home paper, I am giving you the answer. Past paper, focus area, I am typing and giving you the answer. So you're doing so much of papers, so much of things, and I will finish the syllabus by March also. Right? So that is way ahead your exam, theory and revision. Then we'll do a fast track course. So all of this, we are doing so much of work. Remember, not just for the 75. We are targeting for at least 90, 95. You work on your other two subjects that I don't know. You work on your other two subjects also. If you can get to that 90, 95 in the other two subjects as well, you will then easily be among the top 100, top 200 in the country. If you can get 395s, you will be among the top 200 in the country. That I will guarantee. So econ, I will take you there. Other two subjects are not under my control. You work on that. That has to be your target level. Don't target just for a 75 because you have 1 year to go. Now, I won't tell target 95 for someone doing this year exam who knows nothing to do with just 3 months to do. For them, I will say somehow at least try to copy 75 first. So for y'all, regardless of even if you are at a level of 0, you have 1 year. 1 year is a lot of time. So you're not doing all of this just to pass. Even just 75, I feel, is not enough. You target for. So have that in your head properly put. You need to work for that. That is why all that papers, all this effort that we are putting. Yeah. Right. Now we'll see how is the answer. So what is meant by scarcity? Easy enough. So for what is meant by scarcity, I'm giving a small explanation. I am saying scarcity is the limitedness of resources compared to unlimited ones. And then I said these scarce resources have alternative uses. Done. Right. Limited, unlimited wants, limited resources. Now I'm talking about how scarcity leads to choice. How does it lead to choice? Easy. The fact that goods and services or even resources are scarce means that individuals or even a country can't have everything they want. You can't do everything. No, you have limited resources. Due to this problem of scarcity, some decisions must be taken in order to allocate these resources in an efficient manner. Therefore, it is necessary to do what? To choose among your alternative views. Now, you don't have to write my answer. You have to just talk about the key stuff. You have to say, right, look here, there are so much of alternative users with your scarce resource. It's not possible to make use of all of those. Therefore, you have to make a choice. So then, that is why a choice becomes unavoidable. But you see, as resources with multiple potential alternative uses are scarce, making choices become unavoidable. You have to make a choice. You can't do everything that you want. Now, now, in this question, I am not even giving you marks for opportunity cost. Now, when you make a choice that leads to opportunity cost, because I'm not asking how it leads to opportunity cost. I'm asking how it makes choices unavoidable. You can stop from there. If you write about opportunity, nothing wrong, but that is not going to be something that will give you marks, and that will give you 3 marks. Then the next part of that question is how to show that on a PPC. So how do you show that on a PPC? So I'm giving you 2 marks here. 1 mark for the diagram, 1 mark for a small explanation. That's how the 2 marks is coming. Yeah. So this diagram, you all know, no, scarcity is shown by a point outside the PPC. Then explanation. Yeah. A point out of the production possibility curve shows scarcity, indicating that available resources are insufficient to satisfy the society's desires, or it's insufficient to produce the relevant amount of goods and services. Small one-line explanation. In your words, Laman. Doesn't have to be these complex words. Your words, 1 diagram, 1 explanation. Is that clear? This question is not hard. Are you all getting the hang of how to write an answer, right? How to break it down and write? That's the whole point of the revision class, Laman. I'm not, remember, revision class is not me teaching you theory. I have a theory class for that. My objective here is not to teach you what is scarcity, what is opportunity cost, what is this key and negative. The objective is how do you break it down? How do you write? So keep practicing this now. When you all are doing the past papers now, focus areas, past paper duties there. When you're doing that, and break it down. When you see a essay question, okay, you think this question is saying 4 marks. How is that 4 marks going to give? How are they going to give? Maybe they might give this much for this much, this much for this much. Then you start writing. Is it wrong if you don't mark the axis? Better to mark the axis because otherwise it looks incomplete. Okay. Now, then we go to the second one. Second one is the easy one, MCQ. Second one is asking the fundamental economic problem faced by all countries is. What is the fundamental economic this thing? Will they deduct marks if you don't break downs properly? Kind of sometimes, yes, Lama. If you put everything in one go day, it's very hard for the exam to find these also. That's why you break it down and you answer. So which one's our answer? Number 4. So but the fundamental economic problem is scarcity. So see which answer talks about scarcity. Too much money chasing too few goods. Never excessive use of resources. Never environmental pollution. Never unlimited wants constrained by limited ways. So this is what you call scarcity. That is our, so 2 marks for that. Nothing to explain. That's just the MCQ. I have just put the paper, I have put MCQs, essay questions and all mixed up. Your actual A-level paper is not going to be something like this. I have just mixed everything and put so that sometimes after writing essay question, when you see a MCQ, do you get a little happy? No? Did you all do that? Like sometimes towards the end and all, you write a essay question and come next question is MCQ. Now you're very happy. You underline, you go to the next. For that thing only I put that because otherwise when you have so much of essay questions at a stretch, you all also feel demotivated. So that's the reason that I put a small MCQ also in the middle so that, you will be motivated. Okay, I'll do another one. Okay, question 3. Question 3 says, scarcity can be solved if all economies use their resources efficiently and to the fullest extent possible with no wastage. Do you agree? Explain. Broadly, Lamai, do you agree with this? Can you solve scarcity if you use your resources very efficiently, no wastage? You can't. Now, this is a 4-mark question. And now, how are you going to get this 4 marks? So, first of all, Lamai, to the part that they say, do you agree or not, they might sometimes give you half a mark or they might give you 1 mark. Whether you agree or not, to talk about that. Okay. Yes, I will share the answers, don't worry. Then they are saying, Lamai, scarcity can be solved. So maybe ideally what you should do is, as your answer format, maybe first you have to talk about what is scarcity. First tell the exam, look here, scarcity means this. So maybe they'll give you around 1 mark for that, Lamai. Talk about what is scarcity. Then you talk about how that whole thing that it can't be solved, but and that is for another 2 marks that you will talk. That's how the answer I have given. Yes, I am saying, no, I do not agree with the statement. 1 mark for that. That has to be properly said. When they ask you in a question, do you agree the නැද්ද කියන එක, you have to tell that properly. Okay. Then they say, scarcity refers to limitedness of resources compared to unlimited ones. That also I have given. Now here's it. Efficient resource usage can indeed result in an increased output and improved living standards. So I'm saying if you use your resources carefully, yes, you can produce more goods, your living standards and all can get better. When economies optimize their resource allocation, they can fulfill more needs and wants. They can produce more goods if they use their resources carefully, and they can produce more goods. Correct. Okay. However, no matter how carefully, now if you use your resources carefully without wastage, you can produce more. Correct. But no matter how carefully you use, human bonds will continuously grow and evolve. In other words, that means human bonds will always be unlimited. And our resources, no matter how carefully we use them, our resources are limited. So therefore, despite our level of efficiency, as long as unlimited bonds persist, as long as human bonds are unlimited, scarcity will always be present. So that is in your words. You don't copy my words. In your words, you write down. Now, for those who have not done the paper, please don't copy my answer. You write in your word now. If you don't submit by 3 p.m., I will not mark and give. It's a deadline is a deadline for a reason. Because I'm putting so much of effort to do all of it, and when you all don't submit, I'm not going to mark it at all. So make sure your papers are submitted by 3 p.m. Those who have submitted, I will mark that at 10. Ones who have not submitted, at least you write an answer now after class. Simply giving a no is fine. Yeah, no is fine. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's fine. Right? That's the marks there. Done. Then going to question number 4. Uh, Now, this is a small calculation kind of thing. Question number 4 is saying, the table below shows the production possibilities of a farmer who uses all of his resources to produce paddy and corn. So, paddy and corn. So, when he produces 0 paddy, that means he is using all of his resources to produce corn. So, then he can produce 55 units of corn. When he produces 10 paddy, now he can produce 50 corn. 20 paddy, 42 corn. 30 paddy, likewise numbers are there. Part A is asking, suppose the farmer currently produces 20 units of paddy, 42 units of corn. So currently, where is he producing? Currently, he is producing at this point. This is what he is producing currently. So question is asking, according to the above table, the opportunity cost of 10 more units of paddy is opportunity cost of producing 10 more units of paddy. Now, do you have to use the marginal opportunity cost equation? Foregone divided by gain. Oh, no, foregone divided by gain you use if they ask opportunity cost of producing 1 extra unit. They are saying, so what is the opportunity cost of producing 10 more paddy? So to produce 10 more paddy, how much of corn should I sacrifice? Produce 10 more paddy, I have to sacrifice 14 units of corn. So that has to be a complete answer. If you only say this, so for this question now, you will get 5 marks is too much. No? Okay, I'll give you 2 marks for this question. 2 marks for this. Okay. 14 units of. Then, what about the part B? Now, this part, Lama, I have not taught you all in detail. Lama, in this, why we don't use the formula is, now, what's the formula? The formula is, that is for marginal opportunity cost. What is marginal opportunity cost? Here we say foregone number of units or sacrifice number of units divided by gain number of units. This is to find the opportunity cost of producing 1 extra unit. So for example, to gain 10 more corn, we have to sacrifice 10 more paddy, we have to sacrifice 14 corn. So the opportunity cost then is 1.4 corn, that is to get 1 unit. To get 1 unit of paddy, we have to sacrifice 1.4 corn. I am not asking that. I am asking opportunity cost of 10 more units of paddy. So if you said 1.4, that is for 1 unit of paddy. Got it? So you don't have to use the equation then. Then part B is saying, comment on the type of opportunity cost. What is the opportunity cost? This we have not learned in detail yet. Answer is 14 units of corn. That's the answer. Okay. We will learn this in the 4th subpart, but what can you see, Lamai? Every time this fellow is increasing paddy by 10, 10, 10, 10, what is happening to the amount of corn that he sacrificed? Initially, he sacrifices 5 corn. Now he has to sacrifice 8 corn. After that, 14 corn. After that, 28 corn. So what's happening to his opportunity cost? We will learn this in the 4th focus area when you connect to PPC, but these that's increasing opportunity cost. Now, yes, as the amount of paddy produced by the farmer increase, it is observed that the amount of corn given up also gradually increase. The more and more paddy you produce, the amount of corn that you sacrifice, what happens? Corn starts increasing. Then, therefore, the farmer is facing increasing opportunity cost. So you get 3 marks for that. Is that okay? If you explain what is incoming cost and then an example. You don't have to give an example, but you have to connect to this. You can just writing increasing opportunity cost might not be enough now because always think about how is the marks going to be broken down. That's the important part. Now this entire question list, there is no other sub question that I missed, right? Is there a part C of this in your paper? No, no. Right. So this question is for 5 marks. Now practically think, that's why it's very important. Now when that question is for 5 marks, so part A is asking what is the opportunity cost. Part B is asking comment on it. So ideally, they are going to give you 2 and 3 or 3 and 2. They are not going to give you 1 mark for this and 4 or something. So you have to practically think, okay, right. So what is the opportunity cost? They can't give you 3 marks. No? Maximum, they'll give you 2 marks. So if they're giving you 2 marks for that, that means the rest of the 5 වලින් දෙකක් මේකට නම් the remaining 3 is for this. No? So do you think if you just say increasing opportunity cost, that's enough for you to get 3 marks? We just say increasing of that enough? I don't think. So that thinking has to come, Lamai. That is that part what you get by writing answers. You all know I'm not saying that your answer is wrong. Increasing option is correct. But you have to expand that answer to get the 3 marks. So that is what you have to, Lamai, work on improve. Like I said, always break the marks. If this is this mark, how much are they going to give for this? How much are they going to give for this? Okay. Then going into question 5. They're saying, then we will not get marks if it's one word. It's like this now. If that question is only for 1 mark, if it's a 1 mark question, if you said increasing opportunity cost, 1 out of 1. But that question is not a 1 mark question. So then if you say only increasing opportunity cost, you will only get 1, maybe the out of 3. So be careful. Okay. Now, part 5. Opportunity cost of study at a private university is likely to include all of the following except which one? And Lamai, some of y'all I saw in the answer. Now this is a MCQ, but Lamai, 3 marks is there for this why also. You have to give a small explanation asking why. So which of the following will not be the opportunity cost? Now, cost of textbooks, yes, because you go to university, you have to buy textbooks. You could have used that money for something else. Because you go to university, you have to pay tuition fees. You could have used that money for something else. Because of university, you have to sacrifice the job that you were doing. That is also opportunity. Because of university, you had to buy paper and pencil. You could have used that money for something else. But this one, Lamai, the money spent on haircuts, are you doing this because you're going to university? Do you think if you don't go to university, can you not cut your hair and paint? No, right? Boys, do you all have this now? I think boys' school is our school still the same. You have to cut your hair very, very short. That's how they measure discipline. No, in our school and all, you put your hand like this. If it comes above it, you have to, that's 2 months. Right? So you look like a absolute, I don't know, I will not use the words, but that's how you look like. You know? But then that is how schools have discipline. I understand. Haircut, your haircut doesn't have to be, it can't be fancy. You can't have long hair and go to school. I understand you can't have these different hairstyles. But at least I feel as a school, they should allow you to grow it a little bit more. In our school and all, it's very short. Right? So unless if you put your hand like this and it doesn't come, if hair pops up, that's too long. I think that is a little too short. You look very bad there, right? So that was a very bad experience, especially during A-level times. Right now, you go to school nicely, and when you go to class with that, all the girls are also there with that haircut. Such a bad feeling. Can't help. So what to do? So, is that fine, Naman? The money spent on haircuts, you would have done that even if you didn't go to university. So that is not an opportunity cost. You would have anyway done that. Okay. Now, so answer number 4. Now, 2 marks for that. 2 marks for this, 1 mark for explaining why. I'm asking why. Most of you all missed that. How many of you all wrote that why? Some of you all wrote, but that was wrong. Did you all write a why? Here the why is, yes, this expense is not directly related to studying at a private university. It's a personal expenditure that is not influenced by the choice of attending class. As such, it's not a part of opportunity cost of relating to education. It's not an opportunity cost of going to university because you anyway would have done that. The others, that's the point that you're right. You don't have to write a very detailed one. You have to say something like a haircut. You would have anyway done it even if you did not go to university. So therefore, it's not an opportunity cost. Now, then question 6, that's an MCQ. Question 6 is asking, which of the following statement about opportunity cost is true? So they're saying, opportunity cost of an action is equal to the value foregone of all feasible alternative actions. Is that correct, Lavan? Is opportunity cost everything that you sacrifice? Now, in my land example, is it the shopping mall and this and that and occur? And it's the next best, no? So it's not all. That is where it drives it wrong. So second one says opportunity cost only measures direct out-of-pocket expenditure. Remember, connect that a little bit unit number 4 also and see. Is opportunity cost only your direct cost? Is it only the money that you spend? No, right? There is also an indirect cost. Now, for example, in my previous question number 5, opportunity cost is not only the money he spent on tuition fees and books, it's also its foregone income. If not for university, he could have gone and worked somewhere. That is also an opportunity cost. So this is also not just direct cost, it also includes indirect costs. Then third one is saying, to calculate accurately opportunity cost of an action, we first need to identify the next best alternative of that action. Is that correct? To properly find the opportunity cost, they are saying you have to first find the next best alternative. Because if you don't know what the next best alternative is, then you can't find the opportunity cost. That is correct. Now, if someone asks me, Arshad, what is your opportunity cost of doing this class? I should clearly know. If not for this class, I should know what else. What else would I have done? Otherwise, I can't say the opportunity cost. Therefore, only 3 is correct. How many of you got that correct now? Yes, direct cost is the direct money that you pay. Correct. Got it correct. 6 is 1. 2 marks for that. Okay, good. Then going into question 7. 7 and 8 are MCQs. Question 7 is saying, suppose you play golf costing 75 rupees. 1 round of golf. Golf takes 4 hours to play. If you were not playing golf, you would be working and earning 40 rupees per hour. What is your opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is your direct plus your indirect cost. No? Now, because you're playing golf, Lamai, how much is your direct cost? Remember, we learned this in detail in unit number 4. What is your direct cost of playing golf? How much of money you're actually spending from your pocket? Yeah. 1 round of golf is 75. And golf takes, is that answer correct? Is that answer missing? It should be there before. Okay. Golf takes 4 hours to play. Suppose you play a round of golf costing 75. And this takes 4 hours to play. Okay. Now, do you multiply this 75 by 4? You don't multiply 75 by 4, right? Golf lamai. Golf is rounds, no? So how you play golf is you hit the ball from one place to another place. From where it lands, you take it and hit again. That entire thing takes 4 hours to play. So for that, you have to pay 75 rupees. That is your direct cost. They are not saying 1 hour is costing 75. They are saying 1 round is costing 75. You're playing for 4 hours. If you were not playing golf, you would have earned 40 rupees per hour. So how much is the indirect cost lamai. How much of income are you sacrificing because you had played golf? Per hour, you're sacrificing 40. For how many hours? For 4 hours. So 40 into 400 and 40 into 460. That is your indirect cost. Is that clear, Lavan? Your opportunity cost of playing golf is one is you had to pay 75 rupees to play golf. That 75 you could have done something else. That is one part, the direct cost. Plus, because you played golf, now you are earning that money you couldn't have earned. 160 rupees loss. 75 rupees you paid plus 160 that you missed. So your total opportunity cost is clear. The total of 75 plus 160, that is 230. How many of you all got that correct? It's not 75 into 4 lama because they are not saying 1 hour of golf is 75. They are saying 1 round of golf is 75. That round will take 4 hours. It can't be 1 lama because opportunity cost is direct cost plus indirect cost. Remember, we learned that in unit number 4 in detail. Now, what's my opportunity cost of playing golf? One is I had to sacrifice my income, 160. But not just that, right? In addition to that, I also paid 75 rupees to play golf. That 75 also I could have done something else. So it's that 75 direct cost plus what I said. Now, for example, here's Ilamai. Now, in question number 5, what's the opportunity cost of attending university? One is, now all the other answers are correct. No, your tuition fees, the money that you pay, not just the money that you pay for university, because you would have done something else with that money. It's also the income that you forego because you attended. Others, you could have gone and worked. So in my same golf example, your money that you paid is 75. Like tuition fee, now golf fee. Income that you forego is 160. So opportunity cost is both of this, direct plus the indirect cost, not just the indirect cost. Yes, there is a bit of connection for unit number 4. The money foregone and that. Okay, so it's not just 160, it's a direct and the indirect. Some of you got that correct. Yes, no. No one put 235. Very few. Anyone else? Okay. We'll see who gets the highest also. Question number 8. Question number 8 says, the diagram below shows the production possibility curve of a hypothetical lecture. They're saying, at point X, the opportunity cost of producing food is monad. This has to be food in case you didn't realize. What is the opportunity cost? Point X is where, Lavan? Point X is a point inside the PPC. That means there is what? You are inside the PPC here. You all should know that. We have not learned it in our revision class, but you all should know. The point inside the PPC means the resources are unemployed. When your resources are unemployed, if you use them to produce something, is there an opportunity cost? If your resources are unemployed and you use it to produce something, is there an opportunity cost? No. So that's why we are saying opportunity cost of producing is 0. Number 5. Same. Okay. Yes, also one more thing. Now, I know in the first 3 months, Lamai, your class is happening at 4 o'clock. From ideally November or December, I will push it to night once my 24 batch is done because I have a class for them at 7 o'clock. So I know sometimes by the time you come home from school and all, it's a little late. So usually what I will do is the theory discussion part, the recap part, that is not the important part. That is just a recap it. So when I give the break, I will send a message on the group. Even if you miss that, let's say you come late to school, even if you miss that part, may paper part can definitely come. Yes, that part lama you can even watch it later. The paper part is the one that is important. Why can't it be one? cannot be determined? No, because now usually let's say the opportunity cost of producing more food. Let's say you're going from here to here. You're going from here to here. So then you can say it is zero. You can increase the production of this one from going from there. There is no opportunity cost. The eighth question in simple terms is like, so right now you're in a point inside the PPC. A point inside the PPC represents that your resources are unemployed. You have resources that you are not using. So now if you produce more food, if you increase the production of food, okay, by using those resources, you don't have to sacrifice anything. Therefore, your opportunity cost is zero. That's connected with situations where opportunity cost is zero. Connecting that with PPC, we will learn that in area of. Then going in the next one. Here, I have given product more detailed answers. Number 9. Explain using suitable examples the instances where opportunity cost can be zero under 6 marks. Now you have to think, Lama. How many instances where opportunity cost is zero? 3 instances. So 6 marks means for each of those, they will give 2, 2, 2. So you have to write enough to get 2 marks. So in your head, that thinking has to come. So then, so when do you have zero opportunity cost? Number 1, when you have unlimited resources or when you're using non-economic resources. So for labeling that, Lamai, I will give you half a mark. Half a mark for that. Now you have to explain that part. That is where you get the other 1.5 marks. So here see, I'll just go through one explanation. The others I will not go through here. In cases where resources are abundant means you have own and freely available, opportunity cost is zero. For example, so you get half a mark for that thing. For example, sunlight is a non-economic resource that doesn't generally involve an opportunity cost. It's a natural resource, natural source of light and energy that is accessible to all. Using sunlight for lighting, heating, generating solar power doesn't require sacrificing anything else. Therefore, there is no opportunity. So 1 mark for. Half a mark for writing the reason, half a mark for product expanding the reason, 1 mark for the exam. That's how you get your 2. Just like that. Where else is opportunity cost zero? When there are no alternative uses, half a mark for that. So then product expanding that here, when resources can only be used for a specific purpose and there are no viable applications, opportunity cost is irrelevant or is zero. Half a mark there. And then example here I have given dental mirror. So the only example, only use of a dental mirror is to keep it near this thing and right. Economic good. Here you don't say economic good, here you say non-economic reasons. Yeah. And you explain that. Fine. Then third one, when resources were previously unemployed, when the resource that you used to produce that good, when they were unemployed. So when resources were unemployed, then opportunity cost is zero. And I have product given an example as well. Can your product go through that? Will be general public goods, clock towers. Is that this case? This public goods, the production of public goods has an opportunity cost. It's the consumption of a public good that will not have an opportunity cost. I am not sure who put this into your head, this whole public good thing. Be careful with that. You have to properly say that the consumption of a public good. And we don't take public goods and we don't connect with opportunity cost. That is another story. That's why unit number 8, we will learn non-rival, non-exclusive. That's another part. Okay. Can we take a haunted house? Unemployed resources, haunted house. Okay, but as long as you properly explain that. Maybe you can take a better reason. You can take labor who are not working. Okay. Or you can say a house that was abandoned instead of saying haunted. You are not using that house, now you started using it. Okay. Is that fine, Lama? 3 reasons broken into 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That is there. Yes. Laptop in the cupboard, no problem. I mean, laptop in the cupboard example. Then going into question number 10, 11, 12. These are MCQs. So 10, 11, and 12 is saying, the diagram shows the production possibility curve of a country, which movement involves no opportunity cost. When will you have no opportunity cost? When you're moving from which point to which point? This is an easy one, Lama. This we will learn that in when we do PPC. When will you have no opportunity cost? When we are moving from a point inside the PPC to a point outside. Opportunity cost means you are sacrificing something. So let's say now Y to Z. If you're going from Y to Z, you have to sacrifice this. There is an opportunity cost. When you're going from V to W, then you have to sacrifice this. When you're going from W to X, you have to sacrifice this. X to W, you have to sacrifice this. U to V, when you're going from U to V, Lama, you can see there is nothing that you sacrifice, right? Remember, this is connected to our fifth focus area, PPC. When going from point U to point V, you can increase the production of this good also. You can increase the production of this good also. You are not sacrificing anything. So that's why that is the answer. Yeah, U to W can also be correct, but there is no answer like that. So U to V, U to W, U to X, those are also fine. U to V is number 5, Lama. That is your correct answer. No, I don't send the printed marking scheme. The marking scheme, I will send it after I discuss, because otherwise you all will copy from the marking scheme and submit the paper. Marking scheme, I will send it after I discuss. You don't have to take a print out of it, Lama. Just keep it with you. Just refer to it if you want. Then going into 11 and 12. Question number 11 is saying, due to scarcity of resources, what happens? Easy. Every society must take central plan. This is from a past paper. Government must decide how to allocate resources. Some members of society must live in poverty. Every society must choose among competing users. Competing users means alternative users of available resources. Because you have what? Because you have scarcity, you have to decide, or you have to make a choice between the alternative users that you have. Do you get that correct? 11.4. It's from a past paper. We would have done that. Right. Then 12. In question 12, they are saying, is VW also correct? Yes, VW is also correct. No, VW is not correct. VW, you have to sacrifice them. When you're going from point V to point W, you'll have to sacrifice this. Think, where are you not sacrificing anything? That is where you don't have an opportunity. U to W is also correct, yes. So if you're going from a point inside the PPC towards the PPC, that's correct. Okay. 12th one would say, if resources were perfectly substitutable, if they were perfectly substitutable, which of the following would be true? They are saying, no, if resources are perfect substitute, we study this in focus area 4, but I put this since we know this. Opportunity cost will be what level? If you can take the resources from here and put it there, if you can, then your opportunity cost is increasing the constant. If resources are perfectly substitutable, you can take the labor from here and put it in that. You can take this fellow here and put it there. Then there will be constant opportunity. We will learn this in focus area 4. So they say, does that mean zero opportunity cost? That is not zero opportunity cost. So that is constant opportunity cost. We will learn later. Output of all goods can be increased at zero opportunity cost? No. Production possibility would be a straight line? Yes. Remember, when you have constant opportunity cost, PPC is a straight line like that. Specialization would be impossible. That's a different story. No individual No country will have competitive. These are all number unit number 9, not relevant. We will learn later. Scarcity would be eliminated. No, you can't say scarcity would be no, eliminated means it will be, you can solve it. You can eliminate something. You can remove it off. That won't happen. Scarcity will be eliminated. That won't happen. Okay. So therefore, well, this number 2. Did you all get that correct? Yes. Okay. Okay. Few more questions. Three of it time sequence. Only one essay question is that. We'll see after that when I mark and give how much you all get. If opportunity cost of increase, what is the opportunity cost of increasing capital investment in a fully employed economy? What are the two types of goods a country can produce broadly? One is capital goods. Those are machines, factories, and all. What's the other type of good? The other type of goods are consumer goods. Those are the broadly two types of goods a country can produce. So they are asking in an economy, if they increase capital goods, what is the opportunity cost? So if in a PPC, if this is capital and this is consumer, let's say you're going from here to here. If you're increasing capital goods, what do you have to sacrifice? You have to sacrifice your consumer. This is a past paper question. There will be a what? Opportunity cost is a fall in consumption. Right? These are a little connected to the future parts of the unit as well. And given that this is a revision class, I know you all already know those. That's why I put these up. Because otherwise I can't make a full paper with that small part. Okay. 40. Opportunity cost is defined as. What is opportunity? How do you define opportunity cost? We say opportunity cost. Can you say number one, Lamai? Can you say opportunity cost is the other opportunity sacrifice for obtaining something? Is it all the other opportunities? Then opportunity cost is only the next best one. No? Therefore, not this. 13, how is it one, Lamai? Broadly, if an economy can produce capital goods and consumer goods. No? Those are the two types of goods. No? Either capital or consumer. So if they increase capital goods, what is the opportunity cost? There will be a fall in consumer goods. That's why we say a fall in consumption. Okay. Opportunity cost. How you define opportunity cost is your next best alternative. When you're going to calculate it only, you look at direct and indirect cost. Remember unit number 4. It's the financial cost, not just the financial cost. Cost of time, not just the time. Total fixed and variable net, the value of the next best alternative sacrifice obtaining. So that's just the direct definition. Now, very easy question. Then 50. Easy 11. 15 is saying, briefly explain the 3 basic economic problems. Now, see, in your head, you should have this. So they are giving you 6 marks. 6 marks, 3 basic economic problems. That means for every basic problem, they'll give you 2 marks. So ideally, half a mark for writing the problem, 1.5 mark for explaining the problem. So I'm not going to explain. I explained this before. So what are 3 problems? What to produce, how to produce, and whom to produce. So first you have decided on what to produce. That's a resource allocation problem. Then you have decided how to produce. That is your production technique, capital intensive, the labor intensive. And then you have decided whom to produce. That is who will get the goods. How are you going to distribute the goods? That is the problem of distribution. So half a mark, naming the problem, 1.5 mark for the explanation, total 6. Then the last question, and then we are done for today. Question 16. The opportunity cost of a particular activity is what? Is the same for everyone pursuing the activity? Is the opportunity cost the same for everyone? And we said opportunity cost is subjective. Number 2 is saying includes monetary cost and foregone income. Includes only monetary, includes only foregone income. And then they say, measure the direct benefits of that activity. Remember, Lamai? Do you remember our golf example? In our golf example, how did we calculate the opportunity cost? The opportunity cost included Opportunity cost is not the direct benefit of the activity level. Opportunity cost is what you are sacrificing, right? Now, they are saying opportunity cost measures the direct benefit of the now. Opportunity now, right now you're attending this class. Opportunity cost is not the benefit of you attending the class. No. Opportunity cost is if not for this class, what you would have done. That is what opportunity cost. Monetary cost means money. Okay. So remember in our golf example, when you went and played golf, there was a monetary cost. What was your monetary cost? You had to pay 75 rupees. In addition to that, there was also a foregone income. Because you went and played golf, you couldn't work. You had to sacrifice 160 rupees there. So opportunity cost is the addition of both of these lines. Not just the foregone income, not just the monetary cost. Opportunity cost is the combination of both foregone income and monetary cost. Foregone income is the income that you're sacrificing. Now, for example, because I'm doing this class, okay, just think, Lemma. Because I'm doing this class, one thing, okay, just think, look, okay, this entire month of August, I'm doing the class for free. So what is my opportunity cost? What is my monetary cost? Can you tell me that? What's my monetary cost of doing this class? I had to print tunes, I had to mark your papers, I had to pay for all of that. So let's say I have a monetary cost of 100,000. In addition to that, because I'm doing this class, if not for this class, maybe I could have gone and done another class. I could have earned some money from that. So I have a foregone income of doing this class also. Maybe I have a foregone income of 50,000. So my total opportunity cost of doing this class is 150,000. 100,000 for printing your tunes, my direct monetary cost, plus my foregone income. If not for this class, I could have done another class and earned 50,000 a month. I lost that also. So both of it is my opportunity cost. That's where you get answer number 2. Is that okay? A lot of questions long. I think you can uh, learn. That's okay. That's why the whole class is there. Even if you get it wrong, it's about learning. Why can't rising savings? Savings is not the answer. Opportunity cost is what you sacrifice. If you increase the production of capital goods, you will sacrifice consumption. Roughly how much do you think you would get? Alma can give the paper, but how much do you think you would get? Out of paper is out of 50, but see out of 100, I will multiply by that 2 by 2 and give 80. No, 5 can't come. You can't say direct cost. Direct benefit. 88, 82. Okay, we'll see how much you will get. The marking will be a little tough though. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'll after that, after releasing your papers, we'll see who the top 10 is also. I have a entire Excel sheet of all those who submitted the answers, all those who didn't submit the answers, all of that is done. Yes, I'll publish the top 10 as well. Within a week, I will mark it. It takes time. There's around 120. No, I think more than that. Last night there were around 120 papers. Now today also people submitted. So there, I think there is around 150, not 200 papers. We will see how that goes. Okay. With that, we'll wrap it off, and then I will see you again, theory class people, next Monday. Because if any one of you all have not registered for theory yet, please make sure that you do it as soon as possible. Then if there are any tunes and stuff, if you have not got it, we can send it. The Unit 3 exam, the unit-based exams, I will not be discussing. We will just mark it then. Okay. So we are done for today. I'll see you all Monday for theory. Again next Wednesday for revision. See you. Bye.